What's up, you guys? Tips here with another Sunday breakdown. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. So, before we go straight into this week's pairs, I'm just gonna do a little bit preview, then we can see what we have this week. So, like last week, we had US try as the last signal that we had, and we had sort of like a continuation pattern over this area. So as you can see, price was actually consolidating over this area, so price was supposed to continue to the downside till the next resistance. So pretty much it was supposed to end supposedly this area, then from there we can actually continue to the downside towards this area, but unfortunately it didn't. So we had our stop loss being hit and price actually coming back down to the downside. The next pair we're actually looking forward to was Swiss franc, CAD Swiss franc. CAD Swiss franc, we had an ascending channel over this area. Price actually broke below, so I was actually looking forward for price to continue to downside. So as you can see how I did my analysis, so this same ascending channel is the same ascending channel as this. So ascending channel toward the resistance, ascending channel toward the resistance. So when price actually breaks down, it has to come back down sharply. So unfortunately it didn't, and we didn't have consolidation alongside this support, then continue to downside. But I'm still looking forward for price to go to downside because we have like three bearish candles over this area. So it seems like bearish momentum still we still have like a little bit bearish momentum to the downside, of course. So I'm waiting for price to break this red resistance, then from there I can actually look for sell setups. So I'm gonna update you in anything that might happen. So Euro Swiss franc, it was actually a good one. So I actually explained on last week's video, if you still remember, guys. And if you've watched the backtesting video, this scenario was there. So if you've watched the backtesting scenario, you should know about this. So what happened, we had this continuation. So I showed it case on the backtesting video. This was just continuation, so aligning itself with the resistance. So the resistance that we have on a bigger time frame is this is the resistance that we had when price was actually going down. So price actually broke, consolidated, price actually continued to the downside. So on Friday, that when we had the bigger move from this area to going to the downside, and it was like a bigger one. So we're still looking forward for bearish movement. I mean, there's still more momentum coming. So right now what I'm looking for is consolidation onto this support, then we can actually go again to the downside because we have already consolidated onto this resistance, red resistance. So now we have to continue to the downside. So till the next resistance, which will be approximately this area, that's what we'll be moving towards to. So if I'm looking for sell setups after this the consolidation that I talked about, so after the consolidation on the support, the next resistance that you're gonna find is this area. Yes, this was frank. Unfortunately, we didn't hit our entry point, and that sucks. So what I was talking about, this consolidation, the same consolidation that we had on Euro Swiss franc, same consolidation on USD Swiss franc. It had happened before, so that's how we know that it can actually happen again. So I had drawn this, I think, wrongly. So I think I was supposed to draw it like this. So as you can see, something like this. Ascending channel, this is the resistance. Then it actually broke, came to test here. So my my channel was drawn like this. So that's why I had my entry over this area. My take profit is still the same. So right now, as the market opens, there's no much consolidation that's gonna happen. So we're just looking for sells only. So pretty much you just have to sell till the next take profit and just have to adjust your stop loss once your price start moving towards the direction. CAD JPY also was a mess. As you can see, we had an ascending channel towards the resistance. Price was supposed just to shoot down towards our take profit, but we had sort of like a consolidation. I don't know what this was for. we had sort of like a double top now, so we're actually safe to sell, and 3 candles to confirm bearish momentum also. So we have bearish momentum and we have a double top over this area, so we're looking for sales from the neckline going to the downside. So pretty much that was for last week. This last week we didn't have much, but we had like 7 pairs. The rest I didn't really analyze well, but for this week I'm only putting 2 pairs onto the analysis. So you have gold. Gold is looking simple. I didn't really put much on it. So if you try to look, price is already formed a pennant triangle, sort of like a flag, but a pennant triangle. So it already touched twice, thrice on top. So waiting for break onto the top. That's what I'm actually looking for. So right now I'm looking for one more movement to the downside, touching third time, 1, 2, third time, then we actually move to the upside, breaking this resistance. That's what I'm looking for. So right now, if you have seen this, I think you saw it on USD Swiss franc, sort of like a similar scenario. Let me just zoom it out for you. Similar scenario, see here, sort of like ascending the flat bottom, check gold, ascending, then sort of like a flat bottom, not like flat, but not that steep, if you understand what I mean. So that's what we have here. So continuation pattern to the downside, and since price was actually moving up, down, up, down, so here it actually ended in the air, and we have to complete that movement to the downside. Then from there we can actually look for buy setups. Aussie US actually I had to sell first from here. If you remember the NFB signal that we had, this signal we had to sell, and I had to close my position before Friday. So we continued. So this what made me to stop trading on after NFB was this sort of like a double bottom, and price went up and it actually came down. I think last week, the whole of last week till Thursday on this area, then actually shoot back into the inside around Thursday. First, you remember Thursday, forming an ascending channel. This is the ascending channel that we have, broke the resistance. Now we're actually waiting only for downside, price go to the downside till the next resistance. So this is the next resistance. Last pair, the reason why I didn't put like profit projection on this is because our descending channel is not yet done. So I'm looking for either price to bounce over here, come back down, break this resistance, the red one. So this is the red resistance that we have. The black one is this one. So just if you see it here, you know. So here what we have is price to bounce here, go back to the downside, or we can look for price to break here, go to the downside, then we can actually shoot. So from there I can actually put price projection, and then I'll send them into the WhatsApp group. So that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.